right, hello. Welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. We're back today. We're playing more Coriolis, the Great Dark. We're continuing Flowers of Algorab. And we've been off for a couple weeks. So do you all remember kind of how to play? We have enough year zero engine experience. I think we got the gist down, but the little things, I think.
Big number bad, little number good.
Yeah, that's right. Long said it best when he first got on. Long, how do you play this game again?
You push every roll.
That's exactly right. You just push every roll. Even the ones you're not allowed to push them anyway. And we'll see what happens. And we go from there. So yeah, we're good that we're back. Yeah, I'm excited. We're getting, I think, pretty close to the end of this opening adventure. Then we got to make some decisions. We got to see if we want to keep going with this, do the big old thing, or if we want to settle on that. But we're getting pretty close. I would guess 2, maybe 3 sessions left. So something like that of this opening adventure. So and yeah, we'll go from there. So guess just want to get into it. You just want to play. Just jump right back in.
Hope sounds good.
Okay.
Sure.
I was messing around with Foundry today a bunch too. Like that's the other thing. I hadn't opened the Foundry in a couple weeks, and so I had to like open it back up and kind of set up some things and everything. Whoever made this Foundry module for Flowers or Algorab, really good job. It's really good job. It's awesome. Okay, so let's do a summary. So we all know that this is the whole thing that kind of got this whole adventure kicked off was the death of Levon Najjar, an old explorer. You all are members of the Explorers Guild. You were brought on to investigate his death by your guild master, who thought that something was up, something strange. Levon Najjar is an older guy. He thought he told your guild master that he had made a discovery that was going to change everything, and it somehow involved this kind of tablet, this old builder tablet. Builder being like the ancient race of something that lived in these areas, in these parts, long before humans occupied them. And so you all started investigating, and it looks like Levon Najjar's death was not an accident, was not suicide, but it was in fact a murder. And so you started doing a bunch of investigation, and part of that investigation was learning that he had a friend named Gar Budalib, a delver for the Black Toad, who's like a criminal syndicate, and the two of them were old friends. And they were working together on this thing. And so you all got on the tail of Gar Budalib and tried to figure out where he was. And eventually, through some contacts, through Kipser's character, you were able to track him down to the Razad, which is a drug ship for the Black Toad, and he has been hiding out there. All the while, you all have seen someone with a like golden mask that has periodically followed you. You've seen some spiders, some weird like mechanical spiders, one of which attacked Armande. You've seen thread that suggests that maybe this spider wielding person is elsewhere. And you've also seen a very intense presence of Zapti, which are essentially the police of Ship City. And so like they seem to be interested in this whole conspiracy thing that's going on. So last time around, we were on the Razad. We saw Kef's contact Gina, and we saw Armande. They were meeting with Gar Budalib. He's an old paranoid man who does a lot of drugs. And it took a little doing, but eventually he opened up a little bit about what he and Levon were doing. In short, that builder tablet contained 2 glyphs. One was called Dolum and one was called Ishra. And as explorers, all of you would know that this usually denotes a builder vault of some kind. So the tablet they had learned was discovered during the earliest days of Ship City. And it was one of the reasons and it was locked away in the archives, which you all had visited earlier. Gar and Levon both basically believed that it was some kind of access device and that it could interact with a site called the Ramda Obelisk, which is on the surface of the asteroid. You all would know it very well. It's like a well-known landmark. It's one of the reasons that people actually settled here on Ship City. And so they were planning to go out to that obelisk, but Levon was killed before they had a chance. And then Gar started going into hiding, etc. So he decided to go with you all. You promised him that he was going to be safe. You've also promised the Black Toad that you're in charge of his safety. You also told him that he gets to be in charge. So that's fun too. Elsewhere, last episode, we saw Richter and Rador. You were looking into the name Aldor Mirzertain. Now that name you found in the archive that may or may not have been associated with that golden mask figure. That same figure who during a recent episode actually confronted Armande inside of a club and told him that he better back off. You've got a couple warnings, and if you don't If you don't back off, bad things are going to happen. And one or two of your archivist friends seems to have been murdered from some kind of blight attack as well. So the two of you, Richter and Rador, you paid a visit to the showroom of Daria Tassim, who is also known as the Weaver of Stars, that services a bunch of Coriolites. The idea being that name and the mass suggests Coriolite involvement somehow. Unfortunately, you weren't able to talk to Tassim, but you were able to talk to Serge, which was their assistant, and they did give you some answers. The most notable thing you learned was that the name Mir Zertain is fake, because the Coriolite convention for naming, it's Mir, and it's usually referencing either their home star or the home system, and there is no star or system named Zertain. And so you knew it was sort of a dead end. It was a fake name. All the while, the two of you were being followed by Zapti. You eventually gave them the slip by the Serpentine. That's where the Weaver of Stars held their showroom. And eventually, you all reunited back at your shuttle. But your introductions to Gar kind of ended really quickly as you discovered perhaps some heirloom listening devices in your ship. And even worse than that, the Zapti arrived, the same woman that you've seen a few times now, including outside of Lavan Najar's apartment, and even earlier when she paid a visit to your shuttle prior. And she was looking for Gar, and she was looking for the tablet. But thankfully, Richter was thinking really, really quickly. He grabbed Gar, he fled out the cargo bay door, going past where your rover is, and hopped down to a different harbor, or a different level of the harbor, to get the hell out of Dodge. Okay, and that's where we ended up. So are we feeling caught up? Any lingering questions or details that I probably should have mentioned? Can think of?
No, I don't think so. Can't think of anything.
Yeah, all the money that we got for being good citizens.
First, were you good citizens?
Yes.
Didn't you threaten a senior citizen?
What senior in this world?
Yeah.
People live longer these days, right?
To be fair, if there's any senior citizen that deserved it, it's probably Garbo. Okay, so we're gonna pick up. We're not gonna go in initiative anymore. We ended last session in initiative, but we are a little scattered, and so I kind of just want to let's figure out how we're gonna handle this. So, at the moment, Richter, you and Gar have effectively hopped to a different level of the harbor, and you're running away. You got a huge head start to the point where you're not even sure if you're being followed. So you guys currently, as long as you don't stop and run back the way you came, you're probably scot-free. So I want to focus instead on Armande, Keth, and Rador, who thus far you all have been, letting the Zapti do what they want and haven't been really interfering with them other than some choice words. What do you think the three of you are doing once it becomes clear that Richter got away with Gar, but now the Zapti are starting to race after where they think he might have gone? So what do you think the three of you do?
I would like to probably do, unless someone else has a better idea, probably do the equivalent of making a false 911 call to try to say that there's something happening in a certain area that should send out a all units respond kind of a thing. So however in this world that might come up as sort of creating a diversion that should gather a lot of focus or something like that. Unless Jeremy or Kipser have a better idea.
Yeah.
My idea was not smart.
I have an alternative. We can maybe combine them. So my idea was to run back into my bedroom area where the engine is and grab one of the music boxes that I build in my spare time and jury rig it with, I presume I've got Richter's voice or something that I can use. And then we can have Phyrix fly off with his voice somewhere. Making noise.
Wow.
Or Pyrex. Not Pyrex,
okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
That was my idea.
Better than my
idea.
idea.
Really fun. Armande, what was your idea? Let's get them all out on the table. And then
His gut instinct was to just muddy everything because they've leaned in on chasing after Richter. He thought the thing to do would be now's our chance, run, and yell that really loud so then they're not sure whether they should be chasing us or that way. And just, It's dumb. Just so chaos.
Want to do all? We could do all three of these things. I don't think any of them
I mean,
necessarily interfere.
Mine was going in the direction of sowing chaos, so we were on the same wavelengths, I think. How do you think we can do all three of those, Jeff?
Okay, so what I was thinking then, Kef, yours is pretty straightforward. If you want to rush into your place, into where you sleep, grab like a recording and just try to like hack something together, hack some kind of fake voice box, and you want to do it pretty quickly. So give me some kind of like logic test maybe to do this fast. See if you can get this done in the time that you would need to do it.
Lovely. Any negatives on this before I roll it?
No, I think we're fine.
Speed? Okay.
Yeah, if you've got any talents for like equipment or like for mechanical stuff.
I've got jury rig. Perfect. Is what I was specifically using, which is one of my new abilities that I bought.
All right, with 2 successes, like we can even say it's like a perfect replication of Richter's voice. And so then what we could potentially do as like, Rador, if you're getting ready to leave, if you're getting ready to rush out, because pretty much all of the Zapti have rushed out of your building, there's like 1 or 2 of them like out front of your shuttle. But otherwise, like they're all chasing after where they think Richter might have gone now. Now, Rador, you're mostly our bird handler, right? Like, but you're not the only person. So you could roll a test to control Pyrex.
Pyrex. I've got bird handler as a talent.
Yeah, give me a roll. I think what is it? I'm trying to remember. Is it insight that you roll? I think.
That's a great question. It doesn't actually say. It just says you get +1 base die per talent for handling a bird.
I would almost think it was empathy, wouldn't it? Because that's what her focus was with her.
Let me see. I'm sure I can find this. Okay, so when you do use the bird and send it on scouting things during like delving, you do use insight. So
insight's
I think
my highest, so I'm good with that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, let's do that.
So it's insight and then +1 for bird handler. That is 3 friggin' successes.
Throw this music back at you, a box at you, go, I'll give it Richter's voice. The bird, right? And get it off. They've been following the bird.
And so Rador just, sort of has this sort of kind of private little language with Pyrex. It's just sort of like, kind of clicks and little, bird sounds and whatnot.
You also have like a little device too that's often used for like scanning. Like when like you send the bird off to scan, like it'll come back. There is like an item called a Garuda device, and like you kind of read signals and such from it too. Okay.
Yep. So it's used to kind of carrying something, and basically say go wherever Richter didn't go.
See Pyrex like doing the classic, turning its head this way and then kind of cocking it the other way, and then in its like little talons, it'll grab the listening device, and then it'll just lift off and dart out past like where you have the rover set up, and it'll kind of fly out the back. Meanwhile, Armande, you are more trying to sow some sort of chaos.
Yeah, create a false chase.
So you see that there are 2 Zapti that are like, we'll say, on the docks, kind of maintaining some kind of station in front of you all, in front of your shuttle. They don't really seem as abundantly concerned about keeping you guys where you're supposed to be. They seem highly concerned with chasing down Gar, and the other 4 of them have already started to run away and chase after. So what does Armande do as you see the 2 of them out there, not spending too much attention on you? What do you think you do?
Especially since the voice box thing has already started, like wait the beat to let that happen. So hopefully that alone buys a little bit of confusion or suspicion from them, and then just start sprinting past those 2 guys and just screaming up vaguely in the direction where the sound of the voices come from. They bought it! We gotta book it now! And then just try and like do some nonsense, running, jumping, climbing nonsense.
Give me an agility test.
Okay.
As like as you're waiting, kind of crouched on the inside of your ship, of your shuttle, you suddenly hear the sounds of Richter's voice down this dock, call out, and one of the two guys out in front of your shuttle kind of turns like, it's that way. I heard it that way. And like they start moving, and then there was like, should I stay? Should I go? What do I do? And like you can definitely tell they're not sure because like their commanding officer has fled. So how did you do on your agility?
Sorry, I was being so stubborn for a second.
It's a fail. Do you want to push?
Yeah. Of course I'm going to push it.
Dice.
Of course you're going to push.
There we go.
There we go. Oh, God.
There you
Fantastic.
go.
Now it's 3.
Okay, 3
I'm
successes.
Jackie Chan this nonsense.
Okay, so maybe you do one of those things where you're racing and you reach up and you grab like the bar above the door and you like flip out, and like you start racing, and maybe like one of the guys who is out front like stops and turns and sees you and tries to chase after you, but you're able to kind of leap up on top of some crates, maybe sweep through like a crane seat and such, and then like they're slowly trying to catch up with you, and then eventually, because of how fast, with 3 successes they're not catching up to you, you lose them in the crowd, and so now you're in aluminum bay crowd, people kind of going this way and that, and they cannot find you. Every now and then you look back and you see their head kind of gopher up and atop of the crowd that's moving about, and or prairie dog I should say, and you can't quite see anything else anymore, and they're just chasing, which leaves the entrance between those two things. The entrance to your shuttle is now completely open, as everyone is either chasing off after where they think the real Richter went, or chasing off the fake sound of Richter's voice, or chasing after Armande, leaving Rador and Kef back on your shuttle. What do you two want to do?
Do we move it?
We've got to go. We know what our next step is going to be. So,
Rador, these and I'll pull out the 2 little black like dice looking things. These 2 things are listening devices, but they're not the police's. They didn't recognize them.
Yes, I heard that too. I was right here. Also heard that. But yes, we should put them in. And so Rador will find some type of like soundproof box or something to put them in. And so she'll kind of like find something and maybe, grab like a shawl or something to sort of like wrap them in and then like put them in a box. So we should probably have someone look at them and maybe tell us later who could have found such a thing. So we'll try to consider them physically, sort of like, we didn't mechanically turn them off, but hopefully physically they can't hear anything.
Okay,
and then we're going to try to get the ship gone
as best you can. Okay.
Yep, that's the word.
One of you give me a piloting test. It's an agility test. If any of you, if you have the piloting talent, you can add that. Then I would say, if you want, one of you can give me that, and another one can give me like an empathy roll, maybe to cut in line when it comes to like traffic control, as like shuttles are getting up and moving out and going here and there. It's not just free for all. It's not just a parking lot. Like you actually get directed here and there. I
would like to do the whole like, I don't know that this makes sense, so never mind. The first thing that comes to mind is sort of the like, my wife is having a baby, we've got to like go. Like how do you like cut in line somewhere? So like something like that. I'm going the empathy angle.
Yeah, my agility is not great, by the way, but yeah, I can roll that.
Okay. All right. So yeah, as you guys like start up the engines and start to back out, maybe you get like a call over the comms. Do you guys have a name for your shuttle? Do you call it anything? Affectionately?
It's like a short
because we had a name.
Nightweaver was the shuttle, and Nebula Cat was the rover.
So it's a Nightweaver. Okay.
Yeah, Nightweaver.
Okay, so you hear a voice like crackle on the comms, like up in the pilot seat, right? You hear Nightweaver. Well, it seems you have detached from your harbor dock. Please make sure you safely detach and get into the line for proper procedure. So you can hear just like going through basics. We'll say like that happens first as you're kind of detaching yourselves from where you've docked. and then the radio comes on. Rador, I'm assuming you're going to take the mic on this.
Yeah. So I failed. I pushed. I rolled a success.
Okay. So what is it you say to them to convince them to maybe move you in front of the line a bit?
I haven't come up with anything better than what I said. So it's going to be like, we've got a pregnant woman on board and we've got to get her back to her family. Cause it would not be okay if they weren't together at the time of birth, and we're just almost there, and this is not the time to run through all of the like hoops, and like we've got to get to front of the line. I am sure this is a much more important departure than everyone else here.
I'm just a simple space traffic controller. Who am I to interfere with the miracle of life? Let's make a path for him. Okay, you're accelerated up to line A, and like kind of give you basic directions on how to like maneuver. And like as we see the shuttle detach and like lift up and start flying past, so like you're just kind of cutting in line as all these different shuttles are awaiting clearance. Especially one of the problems, remember, is that there was that great ship that had just returned, and so like right around here it's just so clogged and congested. But you are being moved up to the front of the line because you have a pregnant woman on board.
I nudge Kef to just sort of like make some like sounds in the background, like contractions are starting.
Oh goodness!
What does it
Sounds
sound
like she's very far apart. You know, I was a doula in another life. If you'd like me to walk you through the process as you're flying,
did you not hear the needs to reunite with family? Sorry.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Of course. Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry. And they're like, good luck to you, Nightweaver. My name's Timothy, by the way, if you were interested in names.
Thank you, Timothy. You
ex-doula.
Okay. How did you do at the piloting test?
I also failed and had to push, and unfortunately I did succeed, but I also rolled a 1 and I had 1 hope left. So right now I have 0 hope, which was my
no.
from earlier. So you probably see her like she's starting to pilot, and then she starts getting in like some sort of click hits her brain, and she just starts doing like the same actions over and over and over again, like 3 times in a row, and then moves to the next thing like 3 times in a row, and it's not moving fast or something. She's lost hope.
Okay.
But she did succeed in piloting.
I'm trying to remember.
Can I
mental
help
trauma
with
at
this?
0? Does she get a mental trauma at 0 if she gets it by pushing? I know that normally when you go to 0 on hope,
I'm exactly
you get
0,
a mental
yeah.
trauma. I just can't remember if there's an exception. See, this is what I meant. These are little rules that I forget because it's been 2 weeks.
Of course.
Yeah. Why don't we roll one, and if at the worst case scenario we can tear it away later if it's not right. So let's roll you a mental trauma.
Sure, yeah. Now I also have to remember where.
Go into the roll tables. Combat and hazards. There should be a mental trauma.
Mental trauma. There it is. Okay.
Very curious what this is
draw
going to be.
results. Trauma. Well, this yeah.
It fits. Mythomaniac.
Yeah, this works. Mythomaniac. You cannot stop yourself from lying about everything. Yes.
So I just hear like maybe the story just gets more and more elaborate over and over again, and I'm like,
Yes.
tell the story
It's
of how
gonna be
you
a red
and the
Ed.
father met, and
Yeah.
you kind of go through this whole thing, and it just becomes this
like,
whole conversation that's keeping on turning this
Kef,
way.
Timothy's
Like, I
not even listening
clearly
anymore.
don't
What are
look-
you? What? What?
No, you got to get back to the father. He's red-haired and he's out there in the wild, and maybe you got lost
That's good luck.
in space for a wee bit.
No, but was he on a great ship? Oh,
Yes, yes, he was on another great ship as well.
Oh, and did he just return? I can put the
yeah.
word out right now. What's his name?
Oh, his name is Zimmerman Hunter.
Zimmerman Hunter. Oh, that's a very interesting name. If it's a boy, are you gonna call him Zimmerman Hunter too, or Junior?
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. I totally thought about that before.
And so this conversation continues while you are like steering and moving the
Spiraling.
shuttle here and there, and eventually you manage to push your way out from the congestion that is around Aluminum Bay, and you find yourselves further away from the asteroid now in space. Eventually, we'll say that the comms cut down. That probably takes like a good half an hour, right? Well, for all that to happen. So I'm going to cut away from the two of you. The two of you might want to think about where you want to set your shuttle down. So I'd say the two of you do that.
I would like to offer to Kef really quick that I have spelling spice. So like we'll kind of do the effect, but at some point I can offer you smelling spice that you can sniff to recover a hope, but become dazed.
She probably would do drugs, yes.
Okay. While you're operating a vehicle and pregnant, Kef? My goodness. What kind of life is Zimmerman Hunter II going to come into?
I think Zimmerman Hunter actually ran away. It was all too much for him.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So while the two of you are figuring out where to set your ship down again, we're going to cut over to Richter. So Richter, this whole time you're running with Gar. You're on a different level of the docks around Aluminum Bay. You are free and clear. You look over your shoulder and you see no signs of the Zapti following you. But at the same time, you know it was just a matter of them just getting into the cargo bay to notice what you did. So where do you think where do you think Richter would be leading Gar?
Yeah, but it's possible to get down to different levels. Like the dome, I've got an alley actor. He's a long contact for me. We used to be acrobatics. Try to find him and see if he can give us a place to rest till morning.
Okay. Okay. Give me, give me like a stealth agility kind of test as you are, you're trying to get onto like the lifts. You're trying to get onto the rails to make sure you're not seen. Cause even you're starting to move around, even though you get back into the crowd of Aluminum Bay eventually, there are still just Zapti around. Not necessarily looking for you, but other Zapti like on duty here or patrolling there. Sometimes there's some at the lists and at those stations. So give me some kind of test. It doesn't have to be agility, I suppose, if you wanted to flavor it a different way, to kind of get you and Gar to move in a very in a fashion that isn't going to be easily discovered or noticed.
Okay, I'll give it the agility. Sounds fine with me.
Okay.
It didn't miss with 2 1s, but I'll push it.
Oh boy. Okay. Oh man.
That's crazy. 6 dice. Yeah, it's terrible. I'd lose 3 hope for that, actually.
Okay. So we'll say maybe like you and Gar are on one of these, on one of the lifts moving up from Aluminum Bay. You're kind of getting into into like the lower levels of the chasm. You're making a couple stops along the way. The whole time Gar's like, man, I haven't run like that since I don't think I ever run like that. Oh God. Oh man. Guys always like that? I don't remember giving the order to run so fast. And he's like looking like really tired right now, as you guys are on this elevator lift. And as you're waiting there, and the car is like maybe like 3/4 full, you're maybe around the haze or just above the haze in terms of levels of the chasm. The doors open up, and you see walking into the car itself are 2 Zaptis, 2 Zapti constables. You see their standard armor, the blue gear, etc. They kind of get on board, and a few people shuffle and move around, and but they like stand there and they're just scanning through. They're scanning through like everybody who's on board right now, and it seems like the jig is up. Like, and not only that, but you are in an enclosed space. There's nothing you can do. And he's just like, I was like, someone lighten up in here. What do you, who lights up in an enclosed space like this? And meanwhile, off to the side, we can see Gar just, what's that? What's the problem? Asthma. It's for my asthma. And like now, definitely these 2 Zaptis are closing in on you. And on Gar specifically. All right, man, come on, put that stuff away. Don't tell me what to do. I'm an old man. I deserve this. and they're like kind of roughhousing him a little bit. What do you do, Richter, as this is happening?
Oh man, I gotta put it away from him. I gotta take his smokes away from him. Make sure to
Okay, you're gonna grab
suck
him.
up to these zapties. Be like, he didn't know any better.
Okay. All right. So give me the back. Get off me. This is, and you're just like grabbing all of his stuff. And then once you grab like one thing, like he'll reach and start like grabbing something else. He has like a little fanny pack underneath his robe here where he's just pulling random stuff out and he's just like consuming because he's just living a life of substance abuse at this point. And every time he pulls something out, you can tell like the Zapty guys are like looking at him trying to assess whether like this is legal or not legal. And just like, hey, okay, I think it's time that we're just gonna next stop. We're gonna get off, the four of us. We're gonna take your grandfather. We're gonna go down the street, and we're just gonna make sure we're just gonna go through what he's got in his special little magic bag. And we're going to see whether or not everything in there is legal. All right, I'm not sure if you had plans for this evening, but we can go ahead and put them on hold at this point. We're just, just proper procedure. This is, and like you can see other people in the elevator car itself are like happy because it stinks like to high heaven in here. So, Richter, if you don't want to get hauled off to a random jail in one of these chasm levels, come up with something right now that you think can work.
Yeah, if the elevators make frequent stops, if it's possible to jump off, like before the doors close, try to juke them out.
Okay, man. If that's what you want to do, we're going to make it an agility test. If you want to do this quickly, before like they get a chance, or like if you want to time it so that it starts to close and then you guys pop out. And I think you guys have already done this once. Classic.
Something
move.
similar, yes.
Yeah.
But agility is my best. It's unfortunate that I didn't pass the last one. So I'll go for it again.
Okay.
It's also unfortunate that you lost 3 hope in the failure last time.
I checked
You're all on
his
your own
character
now.
sheet. He has 4 hope total.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
we got one. Luckily, we got one.
Okay. All right. You're waiting, and maybe like the Zapties get distracted by like somebody else asking them a question or whatever. Just like, so is it true? Like, if you become a Zapty, you just get like a gun and you can just wander around with a gun, no problem. And like everyone's gonna listen to you, and like they're just kind of talking in the background. Like, no, not really. It's not really. It's kind of like that, but not really. We're here to make sure that the pact between the guilds is all proper. Hey, wait a sec! And then you see the two of you manage to slip out at that point, and the door shut, and we see everything start moving, and you have to find your way there a different path. So the quick path to the dome is now taken away from you, and now you find yourself wandering through maybe unfamiliar streets and alleys to try to make it to your friend. Meanwhile, let's go back to Armande. Armande, you were in great shape. You got away. One of them was chasing after you. You lost them in the crowd. Like they lost you in the crowd, I should say. You were able, with your 3 successes, to keep an eye on him as he's looking around for you. What do you think Armande would do at this point, knowing that he's kind of in the free and clear?
He and Richter have known each other a long time. He tries to think out where, given where he knows Richter was running, like try and make an educated guess on where Richter's most likely to go to, based on previous hijinks together. And at least start going in that general direction.
Okay, so you two grew up. You guys ran your schemes and stuff together. So you would know.
You've got rally points.
Yeah, so it would probably be like the alley actor is Razan Mandra, right? Who actually has a connection. I believe that's a navigator's connection too, by the way. Along, just so you know.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
I'm pretty sure, because you get like the contact and the faction that you're associated with they should be one and the same. So like you have a contact who is associated, like Kef, for instance, she has a contact in the Black Toads, and the faction she was associated with, that she had connections to, was the Black Toad. So I'm pretty sure that they are. Now they're an alley actor, so they're probably not particularly high up or anything like that, but they might, there's somebody who can help you in some ways. Okay. And then we know of, as we mentioned last time, we know that we know that Richter's got a big family, and one of his, maybe the closer, are they close? Rashid Cerne is maybe another one, right? Is that fair to say, Richter? Do we think like those might be the two names he thinks of if you were going aground somewhere?
Those are the two biggest names that he would know of, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So how do you want to handle that, Armande? Knowing that you have two options.
He's in the middle of running, so he's not going to overthink it. There's the one contact that's more of like a friend, and the other is family. And his knee-jerk assumption is that you don't bring guard a family. So he's going to go with the first.
Okay. I'm going to say that you travel without issue. You're able to get on one of these rickety old carts, not the same one, obviously. You're able to sort of move on up to the top of the chasm. You're able to get on one of those trams. You're able to take that all the way over to the dome. Richter, with Razan, where would you say that you can find him? Would you find he's an alley actor? So do you just know like the alleys he works, or do you know like a more personal place to find him?
Yeah, when he's done working the alleys, drop by a quiet place like a cafe or a bar, sit, have a moment, see if we can find him there.
Okay, let's give our this. I'm gonna try this long. Give me a name for this bar or cafe. This is the Zimmerman Hunters.
Oh my god! All right.
The cluster.
It's so great. What'd you call it? I'm sorry, Log. Go ahead.
I said the cluster.
Okay, the cluster. All right. So there, you know that there is a bar. They sell a lot of good grass wine. Maybe they do some sort of like slam poetry at this place. So once everyone gets a little wind up, little grass wine action, they start doing Harriet. Oh, Harriet. So this is the second time I've made a So I Married an Axe Murder reference in like the last 2 weeks. And so, yeah, maybe that's where you go. Okay. How about we do it this way? Both of you, Richter and Armande, go ahead and give me D6s.
Okay.
Just a D6 roll. Just a straight up D6 roll.
Came up with a 3.
Okay. Okay.
6.
So with that, so Jeremy, you rolled higher. So I'm going to say you get there first. Okay. And so you're looking around and we see like the full crowd for the cluster. It's got that usual kind of artsy, somewhat, kind of kitschy crowd. It's not quite where you guys have been with the club and stuff by Rec Alley, that kind of gentrified location. This is still pretty, there's some decent folk here. But you do see the crowd is busy. You can hear the sounds of different folks like reciting their poetry and everything, various snaps and claps, and you can see that it's not a full crowd. It's maybe like a 3/4 crowd. But when you scan the room, you do not see Richter. But I will say you do notice Razan, who is like with a small group of what looks like other performers right by the stage where people step up to do and read their poetry. And it looks like that small group, they're drinking, and then one or two of them will go up and they'll perform one of their poems. So with that in mind, Armande, what do you think you do?
You I don't know, his first instinct is to just kind of like mingle with the crowd and kind of not really draw attention to himself. And just kind of sit and wait and watch for a little bit. And if he doesn't see anything after waiting a spell, he might go talk. But for now, he's just going to kind of hide in plain sight, so to speak.
Okay.
Just watch.
So if you're just gonna stay and watch or hide in plain sight, no one's really bothering you. You're just listening to poetry with a great spectrum from really, really awful to kind of awful. And eventually you do notice maybe Richter and Gar Budaleb will slip into the cluster very quietly, slinking in the shadows. And Richter, as you look around, it's been a while. At this point, it's been a couple hours, I would say, since the incident down by your shuttle. You haven't seen Rador, you haven't seen Kef. It's been a little bit of time. But Richter, you slip in, you look around, you easily see your ally, your ally actor there, Razan. But then you notice, like off by the bar, in like a corner of the bar that's kind of dark. There you see Armande maybe sipping a little drink here and there and pretending to be interested in what's up on the stage.
Armande, you got here. But the others?
I think, not entirely sure. I think they might have gotten the ship off. I don't know. I drew the last couple away from the ship, and then they were still on it, and so we just need to figure out where they moved it to, and then get on it, and then get out of here before there's more chasing. No big deal,
ship,
right?
Is Razan here? Have you seen him? We can ask for a place to stay.
We don't know where they would have gone. But we'll figure it out. Or I'm sure they'll find a way to get word to us.
They'll be fine, but for now.
Yeah. Okay. You're right. You're good at this.
And I'll head over to
Meanwhile,
Razan.
Yeah, meanwhile, you hear Gar say, like, yeah, he's going to pick it up. It's going to be on his tab. And you look over and he's got these two giant, very expensive glasses of grass wine in his hand. And he starts to just sort of like, drink from a little bit of this one, drink from a little bit of that one. He's like, it's been a very trying day. I gotta quench my thirst. Kind of dehydrated. Oh, man. So Richter, you can leave Gar with Armande if you want. And you can go approach Razan, who will look up at you as you approach, and he'll be like, oh, look who is here. It is Richter, my old friend Richter. What brings you here this evening? Nothing good, I suppose.
Oh, hello, Fred. I wish it was good news, but I'm on the run.
On the run? What are you on the run from?
Got the most wanted man on the asteroid right now with me, and I'm looking for a place till the morning.
You've got the most wanted man. Who? That big fella over by the bar. He kind of like looks over towards Armande a little bit, maybe. Why is he
double
wanted?
fisting grass wine?
That old man. What is he wanted for? Oh, goodness. No. What did he do?
It's got some sort of artifact. Everyone's been looking for it.
An artifact? Like a bona fide artifact? Oh, and you're hiding it from the guilds? Oh, that is not good, friend. That is not good. My advice to you, if you have an artifact in your possession and you deliver it, you take it to that Master Moscar of yours and you'll be done with it. It is not good to be carrying one of those around.
That was the initial plan, but he said there's something behind it. There's something more.
So you want me to give you a place to stay? But you're bringing an artifact into my place. That is very... What exactly does this artifact do? I don't want... No, I heard story there is a blight attack down in the Ace. I don't want anything to do with it.
I heard about that too, but I don't think it's an artifact problem. I'm not sure what this does, but I just know it gives access to a vault.
To a vault? Oh, so you're going to be delving again. I tell you what. You give me a percentage of the next delve. You could stay as long as you like.
A couple shards.
Shards. Anyone else, I would say no, but for you... Okay. If anyone comes sniffing around, though, I am cutting him loose. Is he potty trained? Does he know how to use the toilet and things?
He must at the minimum, but he is a bit of a problem.
I don't really like old people, Very... They smell strange, Don't really like how they chew.
Not only that, but He's got all sorts of drugs on him.
Oh, why didn't you say that? Of course he's welcome. Did you hear that, everybody? He's got drugs. Yes. Come over, old man. And he comes over. What? Hey, man. What are we doing here, man? There's just a bunch of really bad poetry or something. I really don't like poetry. It's not very good. It's not good for the soul. No. It's the other way. Poetry is good for the soul. No, it's not how I heard it. And then they just start arguing at this point. Okay. So you've got a place to stash Gar. It's your alley friend. Okay. Your alley actor friend. All right. Or is there anything more that the two of you needed to do right now?
Don't think so. I think this feels like a good place to be for the moment.
Okay. All right. So if that's the case, we'll say another bad poet gets up on the stage, starts slamming around, but we're going to cut over to Rador and Kev, who are out and away from Ship City, away from, you're still within orbit of the asteroid, obviously. Where do you think you two want to take the shuttle?
Do you have anybody, Melissa? Also, do you want me to, if I do your drugs, I put my status at dazed and one hope, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll say, thank you very much for that. There we go, dazed. And I have somebody in theory. I was looking at my contacts, but if you have somebody, it might be better.
So my my origin that I can't seem to get to right now.
Your origin was the far colonies, I think you were. You have a mining combine contact.
Can I take us somewhere that's like not too far away, but we're not hanging around, sort of like near orbit?
I mean, you could just stay out in the dark here. Like, you can just stay out in space. Like, that's the thing you could do. But in terms of like a nearby asteroid, not really. Like, there's anything close to here would be, there's nothing like close to here. It would be a couple days worth of travel. Like, it's
too much.
There's nothing super close or anything. But you could just stay out. But you don't really have the means with which to contact Armande and Richter.
We need to be able to get back. Okay, so my contact or my idea is Huzra of the Mechanics Guild, because he offered Armande and I to come see his ship in another district that I don't have the notes for. I couldn't find the name of it.
Yeah, that Turbine Halls is the big place for the machinists. Which is different than mining. Yeah. So, okay. That is Armande's contact, but because he did specifically say to bring somebody.
I had a conversation with him as well afterwards.
Right, but I gave him to Armande because Armande and the two of them bonded, and he did a favor for Huzra. So, like, true. Because that favor, he was paying it back. But you are you are affiliated with somebody that he knows with. So I still think you can call upon him. I just don't think you're going to get like a bonus for doing it the way that Armande might have.
Yeah, makes sense. That's like everybody else I know. We could go hang out with the the black ship captain at Station 11. That's the other place that I have that we could maybe go and not get immediately killed. We also might get immediately killed.
Interesting.
Well, what would you like to do? Would you like to try to? So, if you're trying to get, looking at our map. Turbine halls are number 7. And the closest docks to that looks to be over by the mall. It looks like there's a few docks over there because you guys have been in Illumina Bay, which is number 9.
Yeah.
Now the Maw is more of like it's another port district, but it's fairly small. But there's a lot of like sleek shuttles, like elegant yachts, like that kind of place. So it's primarily used by like guild officials and rich merchants and all that kind of stuff. So not saying you can't do it, but I think you're going to need to kind of finagle your way into getting your very clearly not sleek shuttle to find a parking space over here, if that makes sense.
Okay, then again, the other option is we try to dock around Station 11, take our dive suits, I guess. Do they let us travel from ship to like the station through the spacewalk?
So you could go to Wreck Alley, which is where the Pier 17 junction was. Station 11 was a stop along the route of of that area. And remember, that's the place that was kind of like everything's sort of like up in the air, like Hull Town. It's like it's ship to ship connections and things like that. So yeah, you could make that work. That's something you could try to just lay low in the midst of that scattered bit of shuttles.
I like that.
And debris.
I like that better than trying to fit into a highfalutin kind of place. That's not our vibe.
No, or you have a mining contact. But yeah, those are my ideas. So I'm happy to try and do another favor for the Black Toads. Are you ready to be indebted for the door?
I think if we just try to hang out in that direction, I like that. What would we need to do to be able to get some communication? Because what I'm trying to remember, Richter, is like if you told us out loud that like your brother is a contact with the Navigators Guild, like do we know that so that we would know?
Yeah, we talked about it when we regrouped at our shuttle.
Okay.
Him telling
so then
us.
we could get a contact, a communique to your brother where we're holding out so that when we assume that you're going to connect with your brother and then your brother would be able to tell you, here's where we are.
Oh, I like that.
So I think that's what we would want to do then.
Okay. Why don't you give a little, we could do like maybe an empathy roll or something to negotiate a place to kind of stow your ship somewhere in that maze of hulls, and a place where you can just find a random place to park. Like you're going to like a sporting event and you're parking in some like random lot somewhere is kind of what's happening. And you're looking for a place that's maybe not entirely official. So give me like an empathy test as you try to negotiate pricing.
Okay.
How much you guys like your Ruka.
And I'm guessing this isn't a bluff or a lie, so my actor wouldn't come into play.
You can use your actor. You can make up a story as part of what you're saying. You could tell them about you have a pregnant woman on board. That one wouldn't play. So I would like to. Oh man, I sort of like that. Like, we have to like maybe put together some like fake tickets to some event or something that like that's how you like get into like the lots that open up, is because you've got to like show your tickets to the space soccer thing that's happening, and like that's how you get into the. You don't actually have to go to a sporting event. I was just making a metaphor.
Well, but I kind of building off of that, because that you like open up the random lots that you get to park in that normally it's like dirt lot behind someone's house, but they'll charge you $25 to park there.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
An event.
That's what's happening.
That's what I'm trying to do. Yeah,
you're negotiating price. Like that's what I'm saying. Roll an empathy test.
Okay.
Cost.
I would, yes. Okay, so what's something else that we could say of like why we need to like get this spot? And
your friend is having a baby.
Need to do it, I would just threaten them into the location. So I would say your approach of we need a spot, my friend's family is close by for the baby or something like that.
Yeah, so we'll stick with what's worked before of this, but this is like so we have a friend who's having a baby, and we just got the like information that they're about to have the baby, and this is going to be the closest place to where we need to go. And if we can't park here, it's going to take us like another half an hour of like flying around to try to find another parking space, and then we're going to miss the event, and that would be so horrible. And can we please just park here and have enough money to buy something at the gift shop on our way up?
Okay, roll an empathy test.
Okay. Shockingly, that did not work.
Oh goodness!
You don't want to push.
I have
Push
two
it.
hope left. I have two hope left.
But
So go
trauma's
very, very
fun.
slowly.
And drugs.
Yeah, I'm gonna push it. Do I have
Yes.
anything? Oh gosh, I already have one. I am guaranteed to lose one. All right, I'm pushing. All right, we might have 2 traumas in one day.
Here we go.
Oh shit! Still open. I only had 2. Oh no!
Well,
Okay.
Yay,
All
trauma.
right. Yeah. So you're just trying to get a place to like keep the shuttle for like a day. Right?
This is
Like,
not
you're
worth
looking
pushing.
Okay.
just
Right.
the day, yeah.
You have nightmares.
I have
Okay.
nightmares now. Make an insight roll every shift
Just
spent
like,
sleeping.
what is that woman having birth to? what is being birthed into this world?
Oh no!
Okay. So if you're just looking for like short-term parking, essentially, we'll call it 50 Ruka. In this, just a place where you're just nestling your shuttle kind of alongside some scattered little dock that is tangentially connected to maybe Pier 17. Maybe you're at like Pier 14 or something, and it's some crappy little dock that you're finding a connection to. But we'll say like it's like 50 rook a day.
Oh no!
And you can
And I have
Well,
nightmares
let's,
just for this.
It's nightmares about money.
I only have. I don't know if I updated everything after the
Master Moscow was
conversation
right
before,
about my
but
influence
I
on you.
only had 25 rook. So yeah.
That's our nightmares, is that it's just a constant replaying of the meeting with Master Moshka.
Yes.
Who's just
Chiding
looking
us.
down at you.
Yep.
And it's just
Yep.
like very disappointed with you. And that's the nightmare, right? It's just she's just disappointed. Like that's it. That's enough.
It's
You
enough.
wake up, anxiety
It's enough.
every morning. you
Right.
wake up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. And it's only, you have to roll an insight roll. Okay. So, all right. So you guys have managed to elude the Zapti. You have Gar. We see now like Armande and Richter and Gar. Maybe we're heading over. Like we see this like split screen image of like Armande, Richter, and Gar going with Razan over to some really no name flat somewhere just outside of the dome, and we can see like it is a place of bohemian luxury. So there's like all sorts of different sleeping mats. It certainly smells like there's something in here burning, like some kind of drug. There's maybe like 5 or 6 people in here. There's some people know each other, some people don't. It just seems like a crash pad for a bunch of like artist types and everything. And so you're able to get in here if you would like. Meanwhile, on the other side of the split screen, we see like Rador, we see Kef, we see them maybe like taking, getting the shuttles set, the Nightweaver set, getting off of, getting out of the airlock that kind of connects onto the under air portion of Pier 14. And I guess we can flash forward here at this point because I don't want to play through every single step of the way. But now that Gar is situated, now that the shuttle is situated, the idea is that everyone knows we're going to go meet with Richter's brother. Is that the idea? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Richter, your brother, the story we had was that he is a member of the Nav Guild in some way. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think we put him at the Astrolab Tower, from what I recall.
Okay, so the Astrolab Tower, it is in the upper levels of the chasm. It's like the first to third rings, and it kind of pierces up through the dome a bit, the higher levels. But the lower levels is fairly easy to gain access to. because there's like administrative offices and such in there. But the upper reaches are a little bit more difficult. That's where you get like observation halls, where the conclave of eyes and the chamber of the archmandrite. Those are the upper echelons. You probably wouldn't be able to get to there. So like you can certainly get into the lower levels. I guess the question is, do you guys want to rest first?
Oh yeah.
Do you crash in the shuttle, crash over in the crash pad, something like that? All right. Let's do a rest then. Okay.
Great. So my trauma can come into play immediately.
Rodor, please give me an insight test to see if you have nightmares.
Uh-huh.
So funny.
so the pop-up here in Foundry, Rodor Fazrami is broken. Are you sure you want to execute this roll? It's great. So should I wait? So I should smoke a little stuff first.
Oh yeah,
and then make
exactly.
the roll. So I should sniff to recover 1 hope and become dazed. So I am going to do that, and so then I have a hope, and then I will roll my insight.
Zimmerman Hunter.
Okay, come on.
It's so good. I love it. Whoever dies first, that's who your character has to be. You have to be Zimmerman Hunter.
Like, there's actually a Zimmerman Hunter out there. I would love
an
that so
actual
much.
real person. It's just the most
Probably.
random thing that happens.
Well, Timothy reaches out
they're
to him
legitimate
and puts him in
names.
contact with us because he knows our ship.
Suddenly you get a knock on the door to Nightweaver. It's like, hey, my name's Zimmerman Hunter.
Timothy reached out.
I got a Timothy called, said I got a baby mama on board.
And it happens,
I mean, this ain't the first time. You know how it is. This guy knows how it is.
A name like that.
yes.
So good.
I passed the
goodness
insight,
gracious.
so the night actually counts for sleep. So I have a nightmare, but I still get to make use of the rest.
Okay, so let's go through the heals and such. If any of you have conditions, remember that you can heal 1 condition per shift. It's a D6 hope. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then health and
My
heart as
broken
well.
Ribs from 5 days to 4 days.
Okay, very nice. So take your D6 of hope back, take your
Four
health
hope.
back, and take your heart back. And we'll say a shift has passed.
6 hope
Good.
again.
Ooh.
Look at you. You're gonna live forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Wow.
good. It's good. Because you're not just living for one anymore, Kev.
Oh.
You're saddled with motherhood. Okay.
And Zimmerman
Okay.
Hunter the second.
All right. So we'll say shift has passed. All of you are feeling maybe a little bit better. Those of you who stayed at the Bohemian crash pad, you probably wake up with like 2 or 3 other people that's on the same sleeping pad as you, and only one of them you recognize from the night before, and somebody else is just there sleeping with you. Just that kind of place. But you do see Gar in the corner. He's made a few friends, seems to be getting along just fine. And they all seem to be doing a decent amount of drugs together. Do you want to bring him with you, or do you want to leave him here?
It's probably best to bring him, not to leave him, have him leave our sights at all. Even though he's a bit of a trouble. Yeah, we'll bring him.
Imagine how much trouble he would get in without supervision.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys make any attempts to disguise yourselves or Gar before you leave this apartment?
Yeah, I've got my usual pattern scarf that I wrap around.
Okay.
And whatever things lying around, maybe give Gar a bit of a makeup.
You want to give a little roll to see how well you make Gar look different?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me some kind of
Perception
like...
or...
I'll take a perception test because that's kind of how he would be detected. So I'll take that. If you got any kind of disguise talent, I think there's a disguise talent.
I don't think I have that.
You can do that.
Yeah, I'm the one that has that, and I am not there.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got nothing I can help you with.
Okay. Got the 1. Nice.
Okay. Fantastic. So that's enough. So you definitely, maybe you clean him up a little bit, which is shocking considering the state of his apartment. But you clean him up a little bit. Maybe you comb his hair. Maybe you give him a shave, as he hasn't shaved in a bit. And so you can see, that he actually looks somewhat appropriate. And you maybe change out some of the robes he was wearing. He's wearing those kind of dull gray robes, and maybe you get some colorful stuff from some of the artists that you have been crashing with, and you kind of wrap it up, and he's just like, what do I look like? I look like I went supernova or something. It's not really
10
my
years
style.
younger.
Oh, yeah? All right. Yeah, I kind of feel younger, and I haven't really ran from the law like that in quite some time. Man, it feels good. It's good for the soul,
It's good to get your steps in.
Yeah, it's true. Wait, my steps in? What does that mean?
I don't know. I say dumb things when I'm nervous.
Yeah, what's there to be nervous about? It's just there's people out there trying to kill us, and kind of kill one of us, and probably kill the other
Spiders
two
that
friends of
paralyze
yours.
you. Yeah.
You think that? Hey, man, I can tell you stories, and that's exactly what he does. And between here and the Astrolab Tower, he just regales you with story after story about all sorts of different delves and crimes that he committed as part of Black Toad, things he saw, things him and Levant, and he's just like telling story after story after story after story. Doesn't matter whether you guys are walking in an open street, down an alley, sitting inside of like a compacted car. He's just telling stories, and he's happy to tell it. Meanwhile, Rador, Kef, the two of you will leave wherever it is that you've parked on Pier 14. And we'll say, long story short, Astrolab Tower reuniting. You guys see each other. Maybe we see Kef and Rador lingering outside. And then we see the group of the three guys approach. And all five of you are together at this point after quite some time. And we'll even say, oh, yeah, that's right. We forgot about Pyrex. You guys don't need a bird.
Pretty sure we
What?
do. Pretty sure we do if we're doing a delve.
Yeah. Well, right now you're going in the Astrolab Tower. You're going into the DMV. So you guys go inside, and you can see that there is a bunch of bureaucratic nonsense that's going on. You see there's people waiting to speak with somebody. You can see there's like various scientists and things like that have like stacks of research they probably want to show to one of the upper echelons. You can see there's like maybe a small crew of like junior navigators that are being led on a little tour throughout some of the places, kind of going upstairs to the upper levels. And then, you can see like people waiting to go speak to one of the desk clerks and such. So I'm assuming, Richter, you're going to take the lead on this. How do you want to handle this?
Yeah, the initial thing is seeing the junior navigators reminds me of the past. Maybe I can regain a little hope for my medallion, my medal, my third place.
Okay, yeah, your bronze third place medallion. One day you're going to win that race. Okay, all right. Sure, yeah, you can do that.
Then,
So don't forget that's the keepsake he was using.
Yeah. And then I'll look around to see if Rashid's even on the floor. If not, I'll ask someone that his brother Richter's here to see him.
Give me an empathy test. Give yourself a +1 because it's specific to your brother. And if you're flashing that keepsake, we won't do this too often, but if you flash the keepsake as a former junior navigator, I'll give you a +2 actually. Give you a +2.
Nice.
Okay, nice. It gives me 4 die total.
All right.
Lucky roll, got the one.
And you reveal that it's your brother, like you're looking to speak to your brother.
Yeah.
Okay. Very nice woman standing behind this desk that you speak with. There's a few others, and she is just like, and what can I tell him that this is regarding?
Asking for a favor.
A favor? Well, let me see if he is available. One moment. And then she flags down like a kid who comes running over, and she writes off a little bit of a note, hands it to him, and you see the kid like race up the stairs. And then maybe 20 minutes later, you see coming back down those stairs, you see your brother. What's your brother look like?
Almost like a splitting image of me. A little bit older. So he's more cleanly shaven. He's a bit not as ragged.
Okay. He comes down, maybe he's got like his hands folded like across his chest, like a lot of these navigator people do. And he looks at you. He looks like the ragtag group that you're with. And he's like, Richter, what trouble have you gotten yourself into now?
Explorer's business. Would you help me out?
Well, that depends on what it is you need. Not here. Come. And he like waves and he leads you maybe to like a small conference room. You can see there's a big window that like looks out over the chasm. You can see all the lights and such out there and kind of sit you all around. And there's, tables, chairs, etc. And you can see the business of the astrolab, like the lower levels, like the middle and low management is kind of worrying about. And he sits you all down and you can see there's charts, like these framed charts of various systems that have been discovered on the walls. You even see some charts of like the old horizon as well, just being set up almost as decoration. So this is an explorer's request. I would expect to see your guildmaster here if that was the case.
We're doing it at our place. And when I'm speaking to him initially, I'll pull back my collar, revealing that birded feather tattoo, and then whisper the words, birds of a feather. That just signify, like, we have matching tattoos. He has his on his wrist. Just sort of like a bond between us.
Okay, you see him like one of his hands goes to the wrist as well, and he kind of looks down at it as a bit of the robe that he's wearing falls away and like kind of reveals that tattoo. And you can see he like takes a deep breath and he looks at you and he says, I'm always willing to help you, brother, but I have responsibilities here. I can't always be bailing you out of trouble. If I'm going to ascend up the tower, I have to do so without baggage.
At least listen to my requests, and if it's within your doing, anything.
Of course. What is it I can do for you?
Oh God, at Rammed Obelisk. Need access to the vault to delve there.
There is no vault underneath the Rammed Obelisk. There's the Rammed Obelisk. There's no vault there. Why would you think there is a vault beneath the Rammed Obelisk?
We have something that can give access through it.
Richter, brother, the obelisk has been examined and searched and guarded for generations. If there was something beneath it, we would find it. Besides, if you go directly beneath, you're going to end into the outer rims of the chasm. It doesn't even make sense geologically.
There's something here, Rashid. I've been following it for the past couple of days. My delve partners here, the Explorers Guild. Something that's been worked on and discovered. This could be the future of mankind.
Okay, that is a little bit grandiose. The future is out there. And he kind of gestures to like some of the systems that are in the frames here and there.
But this is serious. People are dying for this. They're trying to silence this. It's very
died?
serious.
Who died over this, and who died?
Did you not hear of the blight attack near the archive?
This involves the attack on the archive.
We had just spoken to the archivist not hours before that happened. And she'll kind of run through the last few days of like all of the things that happened, and the Zapdi are
tell
like
the
covering
story?
up.
Tell them the whole story.
I'll look to Richter and make sure that I sort of have the green light to share.
Yeah, I'll give a nod. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Anything you leave out?
I don't think so.
A lot of detail about the pregnancy story.
Yeah, that I will. Yes,
You're not
how
showing.
we managed how we managed the parking space in the getaway. Yes, I will
Okay. Yeah.
gloss over those details. But the big points of the murder being covered up as a suicide, the Zapti, like the spiders and all of the people being killed and all of that.
Do you have the tablet with you? Might I be able to see it?
No, I don't have it with
Very-
us.
Where is it?
Hidden.
Well, would very much like to see it. If you're taking it to the obelisk, there's, you know how builders are, you're explorers. Builders, their technology is far beyond our own. There's, who's to say it doesn't cause an explosion that destroys all of Ship City? I'm going to ask for special permission for you to visit. I think I'm going to need to examine the tablet myself, to ensure, just to be able to honestly tell my superiors that there's no harm that they should worry about.
But you're not going to tell your superiors about it, though. Not going to tell them everything that we told you, right?
You want me to lie to the eyes? That is... Richter, we are brothers. I don't judge you for your lifestyle choices and how you choose to live it within your guild, but my position within the Navigators has improved of late, and I would like to continue to improve. I don't think lying to them would help my opportunities for advancement. However, if, as you say, this is all about some very important discovery about the future of humankind, then I'm sure they would be very interested.
You're right. This is something to lie about, Kev. This will explore his business as well.
I'm not looking to take the tablet from you. You all have worked very hard, and it seems it's very... just would be very nice to see it. So.
I think Gar had it. He's a bit handsy on it. I don't know if he'll give it away.
Yeah, you look over in the corner, and he's just like staring at one of these frames. There's like a reflection in it, and he's just kind of tracking. Been there. Nearly died there, as he's just pointing through some of the systems. What's that? Yeah. Like she said, I forgot it. And as like he stretches back, you can see it's like sticking out one of the folds of his robes. Yeah, I don't know where it's at. Sorry. Yeah, we probably dropped it along the way. Something. What?
Richter will
yeah,
be
dropped
like
it along
looking
the
at the
way.
brother and pointing to.
You're showing.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's a different tab. He looks over towards you, Richter.
Only for a moment, Gar. This could help our chances here. You could hold on to it if it makes you feel better.
And he like looks at, and he takes out the tablet and he puts it on the conference table, but he literally doesn't let go of it. His hands are still on it the whole time. And like you can see your brother is just kind of shaking his head. You have very interesting company. And he looks down. He's kind of staring at it. It's very interesting. And he stares at it for a little bit and kind of traces a finger along some of the carvings. And then you see he's less interested in the carvings themselves and more interested with the shape of it. And you can see he's like putting his hand on one side and the hand on the other. And he looks up at you, Richter, and he says, you know, now that I see this, there is at the base of the obelisk an indentation that has very long been unexplained. Those who discovered it, and those who have studied it over the years, believe there is some sort of appendage or some sort of addition that might have been removed. This might actually be the proper shape of it. Very curious. Okay. I'm going to go see if I can get you some time. No delving, but I can get you time to go out to the obelisk. Yes. One moment. Stay here. And don't let him wander. And he points to the old man. And he's gone for a little bit. Did you guys talk about anything while he's gone?
Ooh.
Seems promising.
I was worried there for a minute that he would not get us what we need.
He's doing it the official way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I'm kind of shifting from feeling like scared to excited because I really do want to see where this goes.
That is a great lead that we just got, that we might know exactly what to do with it when we get there. Place it in the indentation at the bottom of the obelisk.
Yeah.
And Rador might go over if Gar is sort of back to the, I've been there. Mm-hmm. And so she might try to like gather kind of a little more like eavesdropping into like, oh, really? And what happened when you were there? So she's kind of trying to like just do the Explorers Guild curiosity of kind of all the places that he's gone and, what path we may be taking, where we're going and that kind of a thing.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and just like Armande and Richter in the walk over, he is happy to share stories, and he's like talking about like a job they did here, a delve they did there, like how they tried to set up some kind of like drug distribution factory over here, and it kind of blew up in their faces. Blight attack is a whole thing, and so it's just like he's lived a very colorful and dangerous life, and you can tell like this guy is he's an older man, he's seasoned, but at the same time, you can tell he's kind of on the way out, Okay, so in that time, we'll say Rashid does return, and you can see that he has with him, given, he's got like a small little like medallion or something with him, and he'll say, display this on your suits, and the purple guard that are on duty will know that you have been given permission. You are not to do anything that could harm the obelisk at all. And if a guard tells you to do something, you will follow that order. Is that understood?
Yeah, of course
Really?
we will.
One does not cross the guard. They will be observing everything you are doing to ensure that there's no harm that comes of that most glorious and wonderful landmark.
Yeah, of course. Definitely. Sounds reasonable.
Richter, I think she is lying to me.
She has a tone.
We have had a
That's-
string of bad luck lately, so like there's just a little nervousness.
I understand that. Let's just ensure that that bad luck does not result in one of the founding landmarks and reasons for Ship City to have been created here to get destroyed in the process or harmed in any way.
Hey,
Yes?
we're upright citizens. We're all good.
You are not upright citizens. Absolutely not. But you have permission. Listen to what the guard says.
Of course.
And he keeps like looking over with great nervousness and hesitation towards Kef, and then he looks towards Richter and he says, serious, Richter. This is a large ask you are making of me.
I can't thank you enough. One final warning from me, though. The Coriolites, they might be involved in this. Going after the people that know about it.
Which family?
We got a fake name. We don't know who.
Well, the Coriolites are not a monolith. They don't all act in the same interests at all times. Each of the families themselves has their own motivations for doing things. It's very interesting that they should be involved. in some way.
If you hear the name Mir Zertain, be
Just not sound
mindful.
familiar.
Well, that's what we're to understand that it is fake. But if it comes up, know that it's
Of
connected.
course
to
it's fake.
this.
There's no system, sun, star that I can think of with that name.
Well, yes,
He's
of
Navigator, so-
course we knew that. But yes, but that is the name that's being dropped.
He looks at Richter for a second. Third place indeed. Perhaps if you would have studied a little bit harder, you would have known that.
If only that were the case.
Yes. Good luck. Be safe. I will speak with you later, Richter. I have work to do. You see, he leaves at that point. And you guys have these little medallions. You're supposed to wear them. On the outside, they kind of like latch on to the front of your suits. And they would like essentially let the guard know that you are there with permission. Okay. What would you like to do?
Kef is gonna fiddle with her medallion a little bit and just do a double check that it's only a medallion and maybe not anything else. Just triple check it over and over and over again a little bit.
You don't notice any kind of like circuitry or machinery in it. It very much just looks like a physical chunk of metal. And there is like a navigator symbol on it, like kind of engraved on the front. But yeah, it doesn't look like an heirloom item. It doesn't look like it has some fancy tech. It looks very crude. Not crude. It's a nice looking medallion. It's just it doesn't look like it's machinery.
Just doing her quirk.
She'll lean into Armande and go, it's definitely got a tracker on it. You better be careful.
What?
Yeah, we'll follow you. Listen in on your conversations. Everything you say, monitored.
Boy, Richter's brother sure is the nicest guy. Does not have a stick up his ass.
Nah.
The door opens up again, and it's Rashid, and he's just like, and make sure that you come back at some point to debrief me. Yes, Richter?
Of course. We'll see you when you return.
Thank you. Closes the door again.
Might have heard you there,
And
Armande.
then he opens it
Yeah.
back up really fast, and he's just like, we're actually going to need the conference room, so if you all could please.
Yeah, yes, we'll leave. And Riddor's like getting Gar up. It's like sort of like getting the kid out of the corner that's been like sitting and drawing, and it's just
Where we
like
going?
we gotta. Where exactly where you want to go? The obelisk.
I ain't got a suit. You guys got an extra suit?
Now you mentioned that you don't have a suit. We could have stopped and gotten one on the way.
Are you serious?
We'll stop and get one on the way now.
Does it look like I had a suit? You guys like ripped me out of my place, and I took like a pair of socks and like a robe in the tablet, and then all my medicine.
We'll
You
grab
think I
a
was
suit.
hiding it somewhere? You think I was just like, oh, here it is.
It's a big robe,
Special fold and compression suit.
maybe.
You're full of surprises.
Just add water and it blossoms.
It'd be so cool.
And the gardeners are there. They probably make something like that. You guys can rent one from Station 11 if you wanted to go rent another one.
Someone who has Ruka can rent one for
Okay.
Gar. Ridor would like to send a coded message to Master Mosca.
Okay. What do you mean by coded message? So like,
I don't necessarily want to put in writing in a message like going like exactly where we're going and
you're gonna
like
okay. So you can hire a messenger. Like you can like basically get one of these kids outside it's not uncommon for the guilds to send messages to each other. So you could certainly do that. Okay.
so that's what we'd like to do. Just give her an update that we are taking off and moving forward in our investigation.
Okay. So the Ramda obelisk is about an hour's walk from the dome. So you can like literally go outside the dome and walk for about an hour on the surface. It's pretty straightforward. It's not a very complicated walk, and it's not a walk that is not done. There are people who actually go out there, people who study sometimes. The purple guards themselves, they're regularly rotating. It's like one of the few places where there's like standing guards out there. So because you guys have permission, because you guys got your own suits, and if you really wanted to rent a suit for Gar, I don't think we need to really play it out into anything more than it actually really is. But we'll cut scenes and we see the 5 of you in your suits slowly moving across the surface of the asteroid of Ship City. Behind you, we can see the glittering dome behind you. We can see some ships and stuff flying a bit overhead. And eventually, we see you all approach this slight depression, and at the center of which you can see there is this like tall, like ancient obelisk. Everything around it is fairly windswept, like in the sense like it's empty of any kind of. It just looks absolutely desolate. You can see there's still holes and such in the earth here and there. Nothing that you couldn't notice. You're not going to like fall down into it. You also see that there are 4 of the purple guards that you have heard about, and you'll probably see them before. They're all like dressed up, not just in like this suit themselves, but they all have like very clear, large weaponry on them. So like these big spears and like halberds and things. And they're all set up in kind of a compass-like position around this obelisk, one on each side of it, so to speak, looking outward to make sure. And they're not that far away from it, but one of them does see you coming, and you can see they start moving forward with their weaponry in hand. And they get within close proximity, and you guys would know that it's not uncommon for like when you're in suits like this that you can kind of cycle through channels and you can actually communicate, and that even in some places like in Hull Town, for instance, like there's a chain walk area, or is it Hull Town or is it Aluminum Bay? Can't remember. There's like a whole chain walk area that's open space, and people sometimes go onto that crosswalk, and you can often see them making deals just by like putting their helmets together and like talking in like really close, kind of close proximity. So this guard gets very, very, very close. But then Steve's probably like one of you has got this little medallion on, and you hear a voice crackle through. State your business.
Come to observe the obelisk.
Kind of sees like you see their head tilt down and their big helmet tilt down at like this medallion. You're approved for 30 minutes of observation. I will be supervising at all times. If at any point I tell you to stop what you are doing, or if I think that you are harming the obelisk in any way, you will stop. You will not say, can I do this or can I do that? You will stop. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, of course he'll do that.
And he looks at you. I don't believe her.
Look, I have to lie. It's my affliction.
Wait, but you're not lying. Like
No, I am lying.
Oh, God. So you're actually going to do something horrible and not listen to them? Do you have a backup character?
Yeah, it's called Zimmerman Hunter the Second.
Zimmerman Hunter.
That's right.
Zimmerman Hunter syndrome.
There's a whole family. Okay. So as you guys like approach this thing, you can. It's about 4 meters tall, and so as you get closer, it starts to rise. You kind of come down the slope into like the crater with which it sort of protrudes, and you can see that it's about 4 meters tall and about half a meter wide. And as you get closer, you start to see patterns and glyphs. Some of them you probably recognize, some patterns you don't. And you can see that like there's definitely space around the obelisk itself where you see it's kind of like been cordoned off, because this is very much like a landmark. And you see these little posts that have been placed into in like this circular perimeter around it. And as the guard leads you over, like places like a hand on one of them, and then you're not exactly sure what happens, but you get the sense that there might have been some kind of field that they might have shut off, and then kind of moves the post, which opens up like more direct access. When you take a look, and you're kind of you don't. There's nothing really that stands out immediately, but judging from or just going by what Rashid told you, you do notice that at the base of the obelisk, there is this little depression down there. And even though there's like a little chip in the tablet that you have, it does kind of have that shape to it. So, what do you want to do?
First, I want to welcome raiders from the Cat's Meow Show. Welcome on in.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much for that raid. We're walking on an asteroid right now, and they're about to blow it up, probably. Something like that. Who knows? Crazy.
So I think what so who has the best like agility here to meta?
Probably up 6.
Yeah.
Yep, that's you. So I sort of feel like we would want to do something kind of to like make our robes larger or something to kind of like shield Richter being.
You're in
like,
suits. You don't have robes. You're in suits.
Oh,
now.
that's right. We're in suits. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because
You're not under air.
That's right. Because it sounds like what we're going to need to do is like he's going to try to put the tablet into the space, and we need to try to get the guy following us like around this obelisk or something while Richter does that, so that he doesn't yell at us to stop.
If you would like to try to distract him or something like that, you certainly could. What would you like to do that? So, like, what do you say or do, and what do you want to roll?
Have you heard about Zimmerman Hunter and his pregnant wife?
Oh, God.
It's like a soap opera. Like,
Zimmerman? Oh, yeah, he's over there. Nimby, talking about you. You see one of the purple cards come down.
Oh, no.
Richter can definitely go just the gushing. It's so amazing to actually be able to be here and see this in person. And you did say that there's sort of like markings and things like all around this.
Mm-hmm.
So she would be sort of drawing him to the opposite side of where this kind of like indentation is. And, you know, and what about this? And what about this? Sort of assuming that this person is a little bit guard, a little bit tour guide-ish of like, he knows about this thing. And so she's playing up that gushing tourist, tell me all about it. I'm so excited to be here. Just giddy, you know, to be in its presence, and I want to know all of it, and we only have a half an hour, and like that whole
give me an empathy test, and that's a fun image. Like, you can take a +1. I like that idea.
All right. Actor,
sort of just distracting him. Sure. Okay. How do you do?
3 successes.
Oh,
that's awesome. Okay. Yeah, so you're talking to him. You're asking him all sorts of questions. He's telling you like basic history. He's telling you like how, you know, and you could tell he's a little put off by it because this is not his job. His job is to be a guard, but he's nonetheless telling you some things like that. This was discovered very early on in terms of the exploration of Ship City itself. It's actually one of the reasons that Ship City was actually constructed within this asteroid, because of this particular find, and how like there are all sorts of various objects and items and stuff that were kind of found within the dig site, so to speak, that have been like put away in the archive of Jamua, which you guys already know because you've already gone through some of that material. So he's kind of going through things like this, and you keep asking him like basic questions, and he kind of answers it. And after a little bit of time, like there's starting to be an edge to some of his answers. So he's getting kind of frustrated, but he does seem to be paying attention more to Richter than anybody else at this point. He's trying to look back towards people, but Richter, you keep kind of like stepping over right in his face and kind of speaking so that like your two helmets are as close. So who else is doing something?
How many other people are watching us? Is it just him?
He's down here with you. There are 3 other guards.
I had an idea to possibly do a pairing of logic and my stealth talent. Kind of the idea of like part of being stealthy is like understanding line of sight, and like if she's got him being on the lookout at anybody else who does look to patrol, and then kind of try to insert myself kind of between their line of sight and whoever it is that's moving the tablet.
Sure. Okay, so are you trying to just like obscure the line of sight, or are you trying to like be the person
basically
who's
like
your timing?
Yeah, I'm open to whatever attribute you want to use. That was just how I was approaching it in my head.
Depending on what you're doing, you might not even need a roll. It really depends. Are you just trying to like get in his line of sight? I don't think that takes a roll. I think you could just
basically, I'm just trying to
fine.
make sure that I'm always kind of like looking around to make sure that I'm hopefully between somebody patrolling.
You're
and
just kind of
whoever's
slowly
being-
sliding and kind of moving with Rador, and just I think that's fine because you're
Okay.
all you're doing is moving. So it's that I think that's an easy enough thing to do. So you've got two people now that are really causing this one guy not to be able to see fully what's happening. Richter or Kef, is there something that you want to do?
I think I'd be walking with Gar, and it's fair to say nobody trusts me for some reason. I don't know why. So I probably, as a mechanic, just have a pocket full of like tiny mechanical bits and gears and replacement parts. And I'm just like fiddling with them, which is going to just hopefully distract them from looking at what Gar is doing. And even though I'm next to him, they'll just like look at me instead.
Okay. So you just have like, you have something out and you're messing around with it, which is probably kind of alarming.
Yeah.
If they do see you like,
Well,
she's putting another bomb, yeah. And then they shoot you and then you go flying off the asteroid.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
sorry.
a bit. Yeah.
No. Fair enough. So you've
But
kind
I'm
of
just
got
like
something.
fiddling with like a flashlight, but with a bunch of extra components for some reason or something.
Okay. So you're just like trying to like get this flashlight that's got various other things grafted onto it to work.
Yeah.
All right, Richter, then are you putting the tablet into the depression?
Yeah, I'm going to inch towards the depression and insert it, see what happens.
Okay. So you bend down. And definitely Gar didn't want to do that because there's like a whole bending down component. He's like, these knees, kid. And so Richter, you bend down, you kind of take the tablet out of like whatever wrapping that you had it in, inside of maybe one of your packs, and you orient it in such a way that it lines, and you gently place it into this depression. And there's a second where it seems like nothing happens, but then because your hand is maybe lingering on where the tablet has now connected to the obelisk itself, you actually feel something. You feel like a small like hum or vibration that's beginning to emit from the base of the obelisk, and it seems to sort of shimmer and move up. And then you start noticing lights begin to course through some of the carvings, the patterns, the glyphs and such. You see it kind of slide through. Like Rador, you hear the purple cars like, oh, what's going on over there? And then like you jump in his way and start talking to him, and then Armande is kind of covering.
That's
and
such
then,
an
then there's
interesting
Kef
thing you just said. Oh my goodness, could you say that again?
what is he doing there? But then the jig is kind of up at a certain point, because moments later you see there's a small seam above where the tablet's been placed in, and you see light suddenly shoot out from it, Richter. And there's this 3D projection that suddenly appears right there in the space in front of you. All of you can see it if you look over. Even the guard can kind of see it, though it's probably somewhat obscured for him. But all of you can see it, and I'll show it to you on the screen. Hang on, I think I set this up. So there we go. So you see this this 3D projection, and it takes a second as you see it shifting and moving and shifting and moving, but you quickly realize that this is the asteroid within which Ship City now sits. You can see the glyphs, Dolum and Ishra, are glowing above that projection, and you again know that this is usually an indication of a builder vault. But as you are watching, you do notice that it's not just this 3D depiction of it, but there is this bright white light that begins to flicker as like some kind of beacon, and you see it's right there on the center. You can see it kind of see it not on the surface of the asteroid the way that like you're currently on the surface, but you can see it's several layers deep into the surface itself. And Richter, I think you would be able to probably piece it together as you reach your hand out and you realize that you could actually slightly manipulate this particular projection, and you're able to kind of rotate and then kind of push in to zoom even further and further and further. And what you basically discover is that this seems to be blinking in the City of the Dead, which is the place where this whole scenario started, where you saw the funeral of Levon Najar, where you saw his body get cast into the Well of Souls. And specifically, this beacon seems to be going off deep below the Well of Souls, suggesting that there is, in fact, a builder vault hidden on Ship City, but it's not beneath the obelisk. It is actually beneath the Well of Souls, and you now know exactly where it's at.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
And now we're all looking at this 3D projection.
Can I pull the thing out of the obelisk, the tablet out of the obelisk again?
Roll an agility test to see if you can do it before the purple guard kind of pushes over and sees exactly what it is you're seeing.
Can I use a... Oh, I thought I had a sleight... Yeah, can I use sleight of hand on this?
I think so, yeah. I think that's fair.
I think that's...
He's
Can I
definitely
aid
seen
her since
something.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I've got one success. Should I push it? Is it more useful to have more?
No. One success. Well, technically he should roll. So technically
Okay,
I
I'll
should
push.
roll.
I'll push.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Nope.
You roll a little.
Just one.
Okay.
So but you lost
Well,
two.
you
hope
could,
in
if
the
you
push.
wanted to roll an extra d6 for Richter helping you could do that.
Ooh, okay.
Because he did say that. Didn't help you.
Uh,
All right, let me roll a little perception action. This guy. All right. Okay. He does not see. So you're able to grab it, and Richter, between you and Richter, you're able to slide it out of the depression in time for that projection to fade. And then he saw very clearly there was some kind of bright light, and he turns on you all. What was that? What did you do? What did you activate?
I'm
Is
knocking
that
around
something
this
that
flashlight
happens
flickering
here?
in his
oh,
face.
my flashlight.
Oh.
Drop my light.
I want someone to give me a deception kind of roll here. I want an empathy test. I want some kind of deception line. I'll give you a +1 because you set it up already with the flashlight being out. That was a really good plan. So give me that to see if he
Look at my flashlight.
buys you.
Please.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
I'm
you would
happy
need
to
say something.
use my actor here of, oh my goodness. Kef, those things that you always have to play with things and make them what they're not. And this isn't, we're here looking at the greatness of the obelisk. This is not the place for you to be pulling that out. Why can you not just come and look upon greatness and appreciate for what it is? Why do you always have to fool around with it?
I got bored. And can I give a help action? I got bored. Help
Okay,
us?
sure. Yeah. All right, Rador.
So I've got my actor talent and then a +1 from Kef.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh god, that's a terrible roll.
Son of a
Oh my god, that's a
biscuit.
terrible roll. You have
Oh my
3
God,
ones,
you still
too.
have to push it.
I mean, obviously I still have to push it,
We
but
still need to pass this.
this is real bad.
Yes.
This is
Well, the only
real
thing is
bad.
at stake here is his knowledge of whatever it was that was, like whether he believes you or that.
Oh no. How did I roll so many dice so many times?
This is a
Okay.
Jeremy
And
level roll.
Yeah.
So that is
What was that?
absolutely
18 dice
terrible.
that one time?
Yeah, that was 14 she
Oh.
just rolled, and she got 0 successes and lost 3 hope because what he says, and he says
Oh,
it
no.
with authority, and you can also see that the other purple guard are starting to enclose, and he will notice that either Richter or Kef, maybe you're like trying to slide the tablet like back away. Whatever you are doing, do it again right now. If you don't want to spend the rest of your life in a prison colony, whatever you just did, do it again now. And you can see the guard are coming in. Yeah.
I put it
fair.
back. I pulled it
Okay.
off, so I'll put it back.
So you do it and you show him, and he's fascinated by it, right? But if you were like, the whole goal of this was you were trying to keep this secret from the Navigators Guild, and this guard is now aware that there is something there. What exactly does this mean? What is that? What is that? Is that a beacon of some sort?
We don't know.
Hold on. I need to come up with a good lie. It's the Explorers Guild is known for the best places to find loot and not loot. Historical artifacts is in the pooper chute. Everybody throws things down the toilet.
Okay.
This is a
Shakes his
historical
head.
toilet.
He's shaking his head. Leave this place now. I will make my report to the Astrolab Tower. The Conclave of Eyes, the Archman Dryght himself, might be curious to know whatever this is. Make sure you speak with your guildmaster. Provide them a full report, and they should be in communication with mine. Is that understood?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Your time is up. So you guys slowly start to move away. You can go through that same kind of exterior, like circular, kind of whatever those pylons were they had on the outside, whether it's just for lighting or for motion detection, you're not sure. And you work your way back to the dome. And we're going to end with you all slowly moving back, getting into the dome, starting to shed your delving suits, knowing that there is a vault, a builder vault, somewhere here on Ship City, deep in the Well of Souls, in the City of the Dead. And you guys as explorers are going to have to delve down into it and figure out just what the hell's going on. But we're going to pick up on that next time. All right?
Oh, yeah.
I was really
My
thinking
goodness.
something was going to break when we were there.
Yeah.
I
It's really fun.
know.
You guys were talking it up. You guys were getting so nervous. I'm like, I was going to let it play out.
Oh my goodness.
good times.
Redor
But yeah.
just had to lie too many times in one day, and that was just
Yeah.
like too much.
Okay.
What a bad
Right, and the
roll.
Nav
What a
Guild.
horrible
Historically
roll.
true that you do find the most artifacts in the toilet.
That's not true.
That
in
is-
this universe.
Okay,
Not in this
well,
universe. You find them in builder vaults. Now, it could be true that builder vaults are just really elaborate toilets,
yeah.
but probably unlikely. All right, so that's it. That's it for us this week. We'll pick up on
Yay.
that next week, and I think we're going to get into our first delve finally.
Yay.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
make sure you review those rules. We're kind of dive into that. It's pretty fun. And there's lots of cool little things you can do on Foundry with it. So we'll give that a try. Let's do a couple close-up plugs. We'll get on out of here. In terms of streaming, next stream up is Saturday. We're playing through some One Ring. Monday, you can see a couple of us here playing through some Legend in the Mist. On Tuesday, Kipser, what do we have?
Oh, we've got a lovely Wild Sea campaign where we got a bunch of people being weird sailors, going and using chainsaw ships across the treetop canopy of the sea.
Your voice just kept going higher and higher
Yeah,
and higher.
I
on
just
that.
going higher and higher.
Yeah. Because usually a higher register means like you're lying or don't believe what you're saying, but everything you're saying was just purely factual. That's it. That's great. Chase
It's my
tigers.
affliction.
Yeah.
It's
And we also have-
absolutely real fake tigers.
And our ship is like turning on us. Our ship is turning into a tiger. It's weird. It's a
Yes,
whole
it
thing.
is.
Yeah. And we'll be back next Thursday with more of this. I should also say, if you are watching this later, or even if you're watching it now, follow the channel on Twitch. Subscribe to us over on YouTube. If you're listening to this on like a podcast feed or something, do a like or something over there too. Just do something. Anything you can do to kind of help get us out there, that'd be great. And yeah, that's about it. But we'll see y'all next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.
See ya.
Happy dolphin.
Bye.